The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
Well, hello and welcome to Wednesday night Habits of Health community time. I am excited. My name is Karisa. It's so good to be with you all tonight. We are going to dive into element 8 in our LifeBook, how to fuel your body for optimal health. Excited to be with you. I have been a health coach now for 5.5 years. I just got married about 2 years ago. We blended our family of 5. So we are in the midst of learning how to homeschool and learning how to do all the things at home right now. And so I'm from Arizona and I live right outside of Scottsdale. It's beautiful and sunny. So taking advantage of these gorgeous days. And so I just wanted to take some time to introduce myself, but I also wanted to talk about the agenda tonight. So let's talk about what's kind of going to take place on this call. First, we're going to go over our mindset. Our mindset, learning the key to reaching and maintaining a healthy weight. Then we're going to move over to our skill set, using the Habits of Health clock to create your fueling schedule. I am so excited to share with you with this Habits of Health clock. I know for myself, it has helped me maintain my weight so much and teach me new cues on how to not only want to sustain my weight, but actually become better in my health. And our next action we're going to end with tonight is setting up a cue to prompt when to eat using the Habits of Health app, which is going to be so much fun. So tonight we want to start with our first poll. I want to know which answer best describes you tonight. Are you an OPTAVIA coach? Are you an OPTAVIA client? Or are you a guest? We want to hear from you. I love that we are doing polls. I am an OPTAVIA coach. I don't know about you, but whatever you are, it's good to have you here tonight. I'm excited you have chosen to spend the next 30 minutes, the next hour with us tonight. Before we go any further, I want to talk about our amazing system, and that is our Habits of Health transformational system. You know, for myself, I didn't jump into OPTAVIA needing to lose a lot of weight. But what I did need to create is new habits. And I will tell you, this system right here has transformed my mind, transformed my thoughts. At any given moment, at any time, do you know you can change your story? How cool is that? You do not have to settle for where you're at in your life. You can actually pick up the LifeBook and you can create a whole new story, a whole new world around you. And that's what Dr. A has designed, the LifeBook. And then the app. The app is so amazing as you are learning to eat 3 times or 6 times a day and every 3 hours. We're going to go through that a little more and understanding the power of it all. And then the Habits of Health system book to really change your mind and how you look at fuelings and how you look at food is so powerful. But in element 8 tonight, we will learn the value and the benefit of eating every 3 hours. We're going to identify the key to reaching a healthy weight, and then we're going to use the Habits of Health clock to create a fueling plan that works for you. And that's what I love. We are all on a different journey, but no matter what kind of journey you're on, whether you're at your goal weight, whether you are on your weight loss journey, learning the power of fueling your body every 3 hours is so important for you. I love this quote from Dr. Ray. He says, remember, it is the daily repetition of actions and behaviors that will help you transform your current state of health to your desired state of health and well-being. Listen to that. It is the daily repetition, because I know as human beings, we are so hard on ourselves. For myself, if I don't get something right the first time, I'm like, I just want to give up. But Dr. A is so encouraging here because it talks about giving ourselves grace, right? It takes a daily repetition of actions, right? To do it day in and day out. I love where, we say a lot here in OPTAVIA that time plus consistency equals success. So just give yourself grace that if you're not used to this habit and you're kind of having a hard time getting used to it, that's okay. Give yourself grace and get up the next day and do it again. And get up the next day and do it again. And just become better at where you are at. And that is my goal every single day. I just want to become better in my health than where I was yesterday. So it is the daily repetition of actions and behaviors that will transform your current state of health. Let's look at this chart. Pretty crazy, right? It is the modern life disease path, right? So typically when we're eating high processed foods, it's causing our blood sugar to rise dramatically, right? Our insulin rises. We have all of these cravings and our brain is setting off triggers that we constantly need to be eating, okay? This is the path of modern life disease. And let's talk about the consequences of modern life disease. It's excess calories from poor quality nutrition like sugar, flour, saturated fats, other high glycemic carbohydrates, right? It heightens our blood sugar, our increased insulin production, and we are constantly hungry. And do you know that anytime, I know for myself, if I have anything off track, all of a sudden I just feel hungry all the time. I'm like, what in the world? And then I realize my habits were off today and I shouldn't be feeling this way. But this is where we want to be. We want this to be your new eating pattern. Isn't it beautiful? We want this to be your new eating pattern. So it's every 3 hours is the benefit of portion control. It helps you lose weight, controls your hunger. And I know for me, I react when I'm eating every 3 hours, I react to my children and my husband in a whole different way than I would be when my insulin and my blood sugar is all over the map. This right here, this quote is so amazing, and I want you to hear it. Eating every 3 hours stands out as one of the most powerful habits of health and helping people create healthy weight management. Dr. A says that it is the most powerful habit of health. So tonight, I want to encourage you, start getting into the habit of eating every 3 hours. And we are going to teach you shortly on how to get that cue down in your brain. Next poll, you guys ready? What is your favorite benefit about eating every 3 hours? So what is your favorite benefit about eating every 3 hours? Is it improved weight loss, increased energy, not hungry, feeling satisfied, or having an eating schedule? So let's vote right now. Awesome. And now I am so excited for you to meet my friend, Cynthia. Cynthia has, clearly, she has a form life and story, but what you don't see is how the habit of ever eating every 3 hours has literally changed her world. Cynthia?
Hi, Karisa. Oh, thank you for having me on tonight. It has just been an incredible journey, and I'm so honored to talk about my journey and how Element 8 has helped me reach it. If you look at that before picture, you can see someone who is overweight. At that time, I was probably close to 300 pounds. I say probably because you quit weighing after a while when you get so heavy. I wasn't happy. I was miserable in my own life. And what you don't see is that I actually fell moments later on that hike. I ended up having to be rescued off that mountain. I ended up in the hospital for close to a week. I came home to in-home healthcare. I didn't even know what in-home healthcare was. So I had to learn how to walk all over again. And before that fall, and then during my recovery, and even after, I kept saying to myself, I have best friends. My best friends are fear, doubt, sugar, carbohydrates, my couch. I lived in this world of excuses and blame and out of control. I kept saying, I can't do that. I can't lose 110 pounds. I can't even lose 10 pounds. I tried things. I tried programs. I tried exercise. And I remember just saying, it's got to be better than this. There's got to be something I can do for myself. Fast forwarded even a little bit further, I have a niece who works for the airlines and said, you know, I really want to take you on a trip. And I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, I don't know that I could do that. I had so much fear, my fear of I wouldn't be able to walk with her. I wouldn't be able to get on an escalator. And I had this huge fear of thinking, I'm not going to be able to fit into one airplane seat. I can't tell you guys how horrible that feeling was to get onto that plane and sit there and just fight that seatbelt. And for those of you guys who don't know, there's such a thing as a seatbelt extender, and that's what we did. I ended up doing that trip with her, and you have to keep in mind, I've had this weight on for about an extra 20 years of my life, and I used to love to travel. So this was a glimpse into my life that maybe there is something I can do here, you know? I turned around, and on that flight, I kept saying to myself, I don't want to show up like this. I want to show up taking care of myself and taking care of others and being the best version of myself. I did end up going back to work. I was a high school counselor. I can say was now. I retired in June. I'm 57, and I feel like I'm aging backwards. And let me just tell you how I feel like I got there. I went on this trip, and I came home, and I had been seeing posts, and I just like, I can't believe these posts. These people can really do this. And then I actually had to see years of the post. I had to see one live video twice before I actually reached out and said, okay, what gives? You know, I reached out saying, hey, I just wanted to say hi, but in my heart, I knew what I really wanted to say was, help me, and you did. And it's just been a lifelong journey of learning each day, one healthy habit at a time. It's not a diet, it's a journey. And it's a journey of getting my life back. I remember the very first time I got my box, I was so excited. And I remember reading through everything, and this is before the app. And I remember the morning I woke up, I'm like, oh my gosh. I woke up to my dog because she gets so excited in the morning to go eat her breakfast. I'm like, okay, I'll go feed you. And I had that epiphany. Oh, I get to eat too. As a high school counselor, you put it off. You may not eat going out the door. You may not eat during lunch. You might just come home like I did. And I would grab everything on the way home. I could even sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, I might even stop at 2 fast food restaurants on the way home, or I'd go get sugar, anything to help satisfy me in those cravings, because I had no energy. I didn't care. I started one healthy habit at a time. I learned that write it down, journal it, you put a little timer on my watch, whatever it took. And you know what? After about a week, something wonderful happened. I started feeling hunger. I'm like, oh my God, I'm feeling hungry. What's that like? You know what I mean? So I would turn around and I'd realize it had been about 2.5, 3 hours. At the same time, I married my fueling with my water. So I started hydrating. I got to tell you, it was magical. The energy increased, the clarity of mind increased. I started focusing on things like fear kicker, contender, hope dealer. I am now a health coach, just hoping to inspire anybody that can hear my story and relate. And I just so appreciate this program. I appreciate you giving me the time tonight. I am blessed to be part of this community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. What a powerful story. And I love how she says that she didn't want to settle and be where she was at any longer, but she was ready for a new life and she didn't know how, but she started with those small micro habits. She started listening to those cues. At the time it was her phone, that it was time to fuel her body every 3 hours. And she never felt hungry before until on her way home from work, where she would eat anything in sight. So tonight, I'm so glad you're on to hear her story, because wherever you're at, wherever you're feeling, you are not alone. You are not alone in your journey, and you can start wherever you want, and you can learn the power of eating every 3 hours. Thank you so much, Cynthia. But before we go on, I want to see the poll. I want to see the results of the poll, what you guys are saying. So here we are. What is your favorite benefit about eating every 3 hours? So 22% of you said improved weight loss. 22%, that was a tie, said increased energy. 41% of you said that you love not being hungry, and that's exactly what I did too. And 16% of you said having an eating schedule. Thank you so much for sharing that with me tonight. Now I want to move on to the Habits of Health clock. I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you have seen this Habits of Health clock before. You can actually find this clock in page 186 in your LifeBook, okay? So I want you to understand this tool is to help you organize your life around what matters most and the most importance of creating an optimal day. Do you know every single morning you have the choice to what kind of day you are going to create? You can either let the day happen to you, or you can take this clock and you can be in charge of your day. And that's what I want to do every day. I want to wake up and say, okay, I am in charge of this day. I am in charge of these hours in this day. This day is not in charge of me, but I'm going to look at this clock and I'm going to use it as a tool to better my health and to better my life. So let's look at the dark blue area, right? Those are the areas where you should be at least getting 8 hours of sleep. The hour before that and the hour after that is when you should take these pretty little things and put them away and rest your mind for the night or get ready for the day. So this is what your fueling schedule is going to look like. We want to encourage you to fuel your body anywhere from 30 minutes to 60 minutes of waking up. And then after you do that, you are going to cue yourself to eat every 3 hours. And when you do that, you are going to see such a shift in your mindset, and you are going, like most of us in the poll, we said we love the feeling of being satisfied, right? That we're not hungry. And when you start fueling every 3 hours, that is the exact feeling that you are going to get. But you said structure is freedom. And that's what we get when we implement element 8, is when we get freedom. Freedom in our health, freedom in our mind. I know for myself, it just knowing that I'm eating every 3 hours gets myself in structure and my mind prepared for the day. So let's talk about our last action, what we would like for you to do. So one thing for myself is where Dr. A talks about in page 188 in your LifeBook, talking about installing the Habits of Health app, okay? So every morning, my alarm goes off and it's my cue. It's my cue in the Habits of Health that it's time to eat. That is my cue. So I would encourage you, install the Habits of Health app. It's incredible to have something that's going to alert you and say, okay, it's time to eat, that I don't even have to think about it. And then what routine will you choose to eat every 3 hours? For myself, I utilize our fuelings. Maybe it's lean and greens and portion controlling your lean and greens. What routine are you going to choose? And then what is your instant reward from eating every 3 hours? You're less hungry in between meals. You have more energy. You're less likely to overeat. You're less likely to overreact. And then long-term investment. What is the long-term investment in this action? Is you're going to be more productive at home. Most of us are working from home. You're improving your health. That is a long-term investment. And I want to hear from you. I would love for you to post in the chat and talk about what is one thing, one action thing that you're going to take as a result of this element that is going to help you become better. I love this quote. Our health is like laundry. It's never done. And that's exactly right. So what action, what is one thing you are going to do to take with this element to make you become better? And last poll, how did you enjoy this community time? Please rate overall your community time. Excellent, very good, good, below average, or poor. We were excited to be with you all this evening. Also, I did want to touch base on some amazing tools that we have for you. If you want this to be a rock in your schedule every Wednesday night, text OPTAVIA 30 to 99000, and they will send you a reminder link right to your phone, the link to this call that you just click on the link and you will join us. If you're like, man, this was awesome, but I missed the other elements, great. So you can actually subscribe to our OPTAVIA YouTube playlist, and you can go back and watch the other elements you have missed. Or maybe you're like me, I love to walk and to run, and I like to listen to my podcast. So download our podcast. We have it all available for you. And as always, join us next week on our Habits of Health community call. The topic is Become the Healthiest You with Growth Mindset. You're going to have some amazing hosts, Kat and John Fuller, and you definitely don't want to miss out. But as always, it was so good being with you all this evening, and I look forward to moving on to our inspiring stories of transformation. Make sure you stay on. You're going to hear some great stories of healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.